The 9-Move Full Body Kettlebell Workout. The 9-Move Full Body Kettlebell Workout video demonstrates a complete routine designed to strengthen and tone the entire body. This workout includes exercises such as kettlebell swings, goblet squats, one-arm presses, windmills, and more. Each move targets different muscle groups, focusing on both strength and endurance. Suitable for all fitness levels, this routine offers a highly effective way to improve functional strength, core stability, and cardiovascular fitness. 1. Kettlebell Hang Clean Exercise. The Kettlebell Hang Clean is a dynamic, full-body exercise that improves strength, power, and coordination. It starts by holding a kettlebell with one or both hands while standing tall. The hang position refers to letting the kettlebell dangle near the thighs. From here, the movement is initiated by driving the hips back slightly, creating tension in the hamstrings and glutes. The next step is to explode upward by extending the hips forward and pulling the kettlebell up toward the shoulder in a smooth motion. As the kettlebell ascends, the elbows should stay close to the body. At the peak of the movement, the kettlebell floats for a split second, at which point you rotate the wrist and catch it in the rack position, resting it against the forearm near the shoulder. The exercise can be performed with 1 or 2 kettlebells and either hand. It trains the posterior chain, core, and shoulder stability while enhancing grip strength and cardiovascular endurance. Proper technique is essential to avoid excessive strain on the lower back or wrists. The Kettlebell Hang Clean is versatile and can be integrated into strength, conditioning, or high-intensity interval training (HIIT) workouts. 2. Kettlebell Swings Exercise. The kettlebell swing is a powerful exercise that builds strength, endurance, and explosiveness, particularly in the posterior chain, hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. To perform this movement, stand with feet shoulder-width apart and hold a kettlebell with both hands in front of your hips. Begin by hinging at the hips, pushing your hips back while keeping your back flat and slightly bending the knees. The kettlebell should swing back between your legs as you maintain control of your torso. The movement is driven by a powerful hip thrust. As you extend your hips forward forcefully, the kettlebell is propelled up to chest height or higher. The arms stay relaxed, allowing the kettlebell's momentum to carry it upward, while your focus remains on engaging the core and glutes. Once the kettlebell reaches its highest point, allow it to swing back down in a controlled manner and repeat. Kettlebell swings are great for improving power, conditioning, and fat loss. They engage the hips, glutes, core, and shoulders, making them a highly efficient, full-body exercise. Correct form is crucial to prevent injury, especially for the lower back, so focus on maintaining good posture throughout the movement. 3. Dumbbell Goblet Squats Exercise. The dumbbell goblet squat is a highly effective lower body exercise that targets the quads, glutes, and core while improving overall squat form. To perform this exercise, hold a dumbbell vertically by one end with both hands close to your chest, similar to holding a goblet. Stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulder-width apart and your toes pointing slightly outward. Begin by lowering your body into a squat position by bending at the hips and knees, keeping your chest up and core engaged. As you descend, aim to bring your hips below your knees while keeping your back straight and elbows inside your knees. The goblet hold position helps you maintain an upright posture, which reduces stress on your lower back and encourages proper form. Press through your heels to return to the standing position, squeezing your glutes at the top of the movement. The dumbbell goblet squat not only builds lower body strength but also enhances stability and mobility, particularly in the hips and ankles. It's a beginner-friendly exercise that helps develop proper squat mechanics and can be modified by adjusting the weight or depth of the squat. Proper breathing and posture are key to maximizing its benefits and avoiding injury. 4. Rest for 30 seconds. Five. Dumbbell Walking Lunges Exercise. The dumbbell walking lunge is a functional and challenging exercise that strengthens the quads, hamstrings, glutes, and core while also improving balance and coordination. To perform this exercise, hold a dumbbell in each hand with your arms hanging by your sides. Stand tall with your feet hip-width apart, engaging your core to maintain stability throughout the movement. Start by stepping forward with one leg, lowering your hips into a lunge position. As you descend, make sure your front knee is directly over your ankle and your back knee is hovering just above the ground. Your torso should remain upright and your back straight. Press through the heel of the front foot to stand back up and bring your back leg forward, stepping into the next lunge with the opposite leg. Continue alternating legs as you move forward in a controlled manner, focusing on proper form with each step. The dumbbell walking lunge targets multiple muscle groups, making it an excellent exercise for building strength and muscular endurance in the lower body. It can also improve functional fitness and is easily scalable by adjusting the weight of the dumbbells or the length of your steps. Proper form is essential to avoid knee strain or imbalances. 6. Bent over two-arm dumbbell row exercise. The bent over two-arm dumbbell row is a highly effective exercise for developing the muscles of the upper back, including the lats, rhomboids, and traps, as well as the biceps. To perform this exercise, stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, holding a dumbbell in each hand. Slightly bend your knees, hinge at the hips, and lean your torso forward until it's almost parallel to the floor, keeping your back straight and your core engaged. With your arms fully extended toward the floor and palms facing in, begin the movement by pulling both dumbbells up toward your ribcage. Keep your elbows close to your body as you squeeze your shoulder blades together at the top of the movement. Hold for a brief moment, then slowly lower the dumbbells back to the starting position, maintaining control throughout. The bent over two-arm dumbbell row helps build back strength, improve posture, and enhance overall upper body stability. It's important to keep your back flat and avoid rounding the shoulders to prevent injury. This exercise can be modified by adjusting the weight or the tempo to suit different fitness levels. Consistent practice of the bent-over row will result in increased upper body strength and better functional movement. 7. Dumbbell front squat exercise. The dumbbell front squat is a powerful lower body exercise that targets the quads, glutes, hamstrings, and core while promoting overall strength and stability. To perform this exercise, stand with your feet shoulder-width apart and hold a pair of dumbbells at shoulder height. Your palms should face each other, and your elbows should be pointing slightly forward, keeping the weights close to your chest. This position engages your upper body and core to help maintain stability. Begin the squat by pushing your hips back and bending your knees, lowering your body into a squat position. Keep your chest upright, core tight, and your back straight as you descend. Aim to get your thighs parallel to the ground or lower, depending on your flexibility. Your knees should track over your toes, and your weight should be evenly distributed across your feet. Push through your heels to return to the starting position, straightening your legs and squeezing your glutes at the top of the movement. The dumbbell front squat helps build leg strength, improve balance, and enhance core stability. It can be modified by adjusting the weight or depth of the squat, making it suitable for various fitness levels. Proper form is essential to avoid strain on the lower back or knees. 8. Dumbbell one-arm shoulder press exercise. The dumbbell one-arm shoulder press is a great exercise for building strength and stability in the shoulders, specifically targeting the deltoids, while also engaging the triceps and core. To perform this exercise, stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, holding a dumbbell in one hand at shoulder level with your palm facing forward and elbow bent. Your other hand can rest on your hip or be extended to the side for balance. Engage your core to maintain stability throughout the movement. Begin the exercise by pressing the dumbbell overhead in a controlled manner, fully extending your arm but without locking the elbow at the top. As you press the weight upward, keep your body upright and avoid leaning to the side. Once the dumbbell is at the top of the movement, pause briefly before slowly lowering it back to the starting position, ensuring you maintain control throughout. The dumbbell one-arm shoulder press helps to improve unilateral strength, which means it works each side of the body individually, helping to correct any muscle imbalances. Additionally, the exercise activates your core to maintain stability, enhancing overall functional strength. It can be modified by adjusting the weight or performing the movement seated for extra back support. Proper form is essential to prevent shoulder strain. 9. Kettlebell Single Arm Swing Exercise. The kettlebell single arm swing is a dynamic exercise that builds strength, power, and endurance while targeting the posterior chain, including the hamstrings, glutes, lower back, and shoulders. It also engages the core and improves grip strength. To perform this exercise, stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, holding a kettlebell in one hand with your arm extended in front of you. Begin by hinging at the hips and slightly bending your knees, allowing the kettlebell to swing back between your legs. From this position, drive your hips forward explosively, straightening your legs and using the momentum to swing the kettlebell up to chest level or higher. Keep your arm relaxed, allowing the kettlebell to move naturally, while maintaining control of your core to avoid twisting. The movement is powered by your hips and legs, not your arms. Once the kettlebell reaches its peak, let it swing back down between your legs, bending at the hips to repeat the motion. The single arm swing challenges stability and coordination, as it requires your core to work harder to prevent rotation. It's a great exercise for improving functional strength and cardiovascular conditioning. Switching arms after a set helps ensure balanced development on both sides of the body. Proper form is crucial to avoid straining the lower back. 10. Kettlebell Windmill Exercise. The kettlebell windmill is a versatile exercise that enhances strength, flexibility, and stability, particularly in the core, shoulders, and hips. It is a great movement for improving overall mobility and balance. To perform the kettlebell windmill, start by standing with your feet slightly wider than shoulder-width apart and holding a kettlebell in one hand overhead, with your arm fully extended. Your palm should face forward and your wrist locked for stability. Next, turn your feet about 45 degrees away from the arm holding the kettlebell. Keeping your arm extended overhead, engage your core and slowly hinge at the hips, allowing your torso to lean toward the side of the supporting arm. As you lower your body, slide the opposite hand down your leg, keeping your gaze fixed on the kettlebell overhead. Focus on maintaining a strong core and straight back throughout the movement. Lower your torso as far as your flexibility allows, and then reverse the movement by engaging your obliques and driving your hips forward to return to a standing position. The kettlebell windmill primarily targets the obliques, shoulders, and hips, while also improving shoulder stability and flexibility in the hamstrings. It's a great addition to strength and mobility routines, but proper form is crucial to avoid shoulder or back strain.